Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Bradley here. This is the Edge and Oreo show. Pretty much just a show, or not a show, but a video where we talk about current events, stuff that's going on in our lives, sports, just stuff that we're interested in. I'm doing it with Edge here, Edge0626. Yes, I do remember that.
Wow, that's a shock. Well done. But all right. So today what we're basically talking about, folks, is the Stanley Cup Finals, because me and Oreo Bright Light here, we're big hockey fans, and his beloved Pittsburgh, or should I say Schittsburg Penguins, are now Stanley Cup champions for the second time in a row, much to my dismay. So
yeah, we have many names: Schittsburg, Vicksburg, you know. Any name that you want to throw in there.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been calling you Schittsburg for the last 2 weeks, so I'll stick with that. All right, I ask you this. So what's your overall opinion of the series? Because I honestly think that there were times where the refs were helping you guys out big time, in my opinion.
Well, my overall opinion of the series, it was a really good series, just for hockey in general. I wish it would have won it. As a hockey fan, I wish it would have won 7 games. But as a Penguins fan,
agree.
I'm glad it didn't.
We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I really do think I love the series. Well, I didn't love it because y'all won, but I mean, I really did enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah.
Because this is probably my first, or one of my first Stanley Cups that I've actually really taken the time to watch as like in full and pay attention to it. You know, I haven't done that since the Rangers faced the Kings. So what was that, 2014, 2013, one of those?
2014, I think.
That was a 2014 series. But yeah, I really do. I haven't really paid much attention to the Stanley Cup Finals, like in terms of watching them. I mean, I've always seen like who would win and stuff, and what the scores of the game were, and the series score, that type of stuff. But I took the time to watch this, and despite the outcome, there were some aspects of the game, of the series itself, that I really enjoyed. One of them being the Nashville crowd, which I think was fantastic. A lot better than the Pittsburgh crowd, in my opinion, because y'all probably thought you were going to win anyway. But to hear like the chants of Nashville and the catfish being thrown on the ice, all that jazz, I like the atmosphere that as a team that they provided, well, not as a team, but as fans that they provided for, the viewing audience who may not pay much attention to Nashville hockey and stuff, And I didn't think people paid much attention to Nashville as a hockey team anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, me either, to be honest. I'm just going to go off your point. Yeah, I thought the crowd was on it. It honestly surprised me. More so than... I mean, I think our fans was just... They were just as into it as Nashville fans, just in my opinion. But yeah, they definitely did surprise me with how loud and how crazy their fans were.
Yeah, agreed. So I want your opinion on this. Game 5, do you think the refs gave you that game? Because you said they scored 6 goals on what's the word I'm looking for? Nashville didn't score a game, didn't score a goal that one.
Yeah. That game was 6-0. I mean, you can say you can say all you want that the refs helped us, but it was 6-0. Like,
yeah,
if Nashville wanted to score, or if they could have scored, they would have. That's how I look at it.
And I also want your opinion of this from Game 5. Sorry to interrupt you. The penalty that Subban and what do you call Crosby had. I really do think that Crosby solely deserved responsibility for that penalty, because he literally was pinning the fucking Subban on the ice. Like the referee, what pisses me off more is the referee is sitting there watching it, doing absolutely nothing about it until like 15 seconds later. Like, what? Where the fuck did you where the hell did you get your officiating license, bro?
Yeah, that was kind of bullshit to be honest. But at that point, I'm pretty sure it was already like what 3-0.
It was like it was
I
it was
kinda
close
forget
to
it,
that
yeah.
point, but I think that did something to the psyche of Nashville that I don't know. I just feel like something. I feel like had Sidney Crosby solely gotten responsibility, I feel like the game atmosphere or like the game outcome maybe would have been slightly different. But at the same time, I highly doubt it. You know?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like we would have. I feel like we would have won that game either way. Even if Crosby did get a penalty for that, mainly because, I mean, my opinion is Nashville's power play up to that point was nothing to be like threatened to us.
Yeah,
like, there was
I mean,
no
it
threat
was.
to us with their power play.
Yeah, like they played abomination of a hockey game. I will say that much. It was that game.
Even in Game 6. Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but even in Game 6, we didn't have one power play. They had 4. I'm pretty sure they had 4 or 5. Didn't score on one of them because they got.
I was shocked. I thought they should have scored on a couple of them if they really tried. Like I feel like a lot of it was passing the puck around in Game 6 when it came to that. I feel like they really should have taken more time to take chances and score. You know, I don't think they took those chances. A lot of it was passing the puck.
Don't get me wrong. They played it pretty well. Like I'm pretty sure it was on one of their very last. Oh, and actually, to bring up their power play, they did have a 5-on-3 in the third. I'm pretty sure it was in the third period. Do you remember that? It was a 5-on-4.
Oh yeah, I remember the 5-on-3. I remember the 5-on-3. Yeah.
Yeah. Daly punched somebody in the face around the boards and got a penalty for it, and then that caused them to have a 5-on-3. We completely shot. I think they got one shot on that, but it was a really good shot. They probably should have scored on it because they had a pretty good rebound on it, but nobody could catch up to it. So yeah, I feel like they kind of screwed the goose on that one.
I feel like they did too. Although the one thing I do want to go into is, you know, just the overall, performance of the goalies, man. They were amazing. Yeah. Pecorine, I will make an argument right now, can be considered an elite-ish or like close to elite goalie based off that series.
My opinion, I would say, because before that, I would have said he's top 15 in the league. Well, actually, I would have said he was like top 12. I wouldn't exactly put him
like
in
just
top 10.
Outside the top 10.
Yeah, but after those, not even that series, after those playoffs, are you kidding me? He
easily top 10.
They swept Chicago. Yeah. No.
That's
top
a
5.
shock in itself. Like everyone probably had Chicago to at least be in the finals.
Oh,
or
yeah,
at least
no,
in the semis.
I know I did on my bracket. I made a bracket. I had Chicago and Washington in the finals. I didn't even have Pittsburgh in the finals, and I'm a Pittsburgh fan. So anybody that says I'm a biased Pittsburgh fan can go suck a penis.
Sounds like somebody we know.
Yeah.
I will get into that in a second. But I just think and even Murray, and we were talking about this a few minutes ago. Murray, before we start recording, of course. You know, Murray. This is his rookie year, I think you said. Or his rookie-ish.
Yeah, I said that. He was a rookie last year when he played and won the cup, but under the NHL's rules, he didn't play enough games to be considered like a veteran yet. Because he only played like, I think 10 or something regular season games, and I think you have to play 40 or something like that. So yeah, he was technically still a rookie, which I mean he really wasn't. He didn't play like it at all either. You could tell. But but he's the only rookie to win 2 Stanley Cups, which it just sounds ridiculous. But by the NHL rules, that's technically what happened. But yeah. And
I honestly and I hate saying this, but I actually have to give Murray credit because his goaltending was just as good as Rene's. But I think Rene, despite those games he had in Pittsburgh, which were atrocious, he overall had a really great series, and like you said, an amazing playoffs. So
yeah, right after the playoffs, like I said, or before the playoffs, top 12. After those playoffs and after the finals performance, especially, easily top 5. I would say top 5.
Top 5. Wow, that's something.
Yeah, I'd probably put him at number 5 behind like Holtby. I mean, you're gonna call me somebody's probably gonna call me biased, but I'd put Fleury in there. I wouldn't put Murray in there yet. I'd put him in the top 15.
Yeah, top 15 seems respectable.
Yeah, Corey Crawford probably top 5 too. So yeah, he's top
what
5
about you're missing somebody? You're missing somebody. Yep.
Yeah, the king that hasn't won shit. Yeah, Lundqvist. Yep.
Oh, fuck you. I'll tell you this much. Lundqvist will be the Patrick Ewing of the Rangers. So good, he will never win a championship. Just like Patrick Ewing in the late 90s and early 2000s, when Jordan was in his heyday.
Yeah,
so
he just had no chance. It was just, he was so good, but the other teams around him were just so more well put together that he couldn't win.
Oh, and I saw a tweet which really interested me. Like when he first started, our team being the Rangers, we couldn't play. We couldn't have offense. Now we have great offense, but absolutely no defense. We are dog shit on defense, and it showed in both of our series with Montreal and Ottawa, which it shocked me and it really pained me to see Ottawa beat them. But I was miserable from that.
And that now that you bring it up, it kind of makes sense that Ottawa beat them because Ottawa's a really boring defensive team.
Yes, and that's exactly what the commentators constantly brought up. They run a very boring style of hockey.
Yeah, but it just works because because if they get a lead on you. If they say they get a 2-goal lead on you, it's going to be so hard to make that up.
Yeah, and I think that's what really hurt the Rangers in the long run.
But then again, and it's kind of justice that you bring up. That's what hurt the Rangers. That's what hurt the Senators. Is that when we would since they're such a defensive team and not really an offensive team, when a team gets a lead on them, they don't really know what to do. You know, like when we beat them in that game, I think it was 7-1 or 7-0. It was something like that. Oh my God, they had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's just nuts. Let me ask you this one final question, or a few final questions. Game 6, I think it was first or second period. Referee calls a no goal on what really was to many people a goal on Nashville. Your opinion on that?
That was a goal.
That was a goal.
Yeah, and the only thing that I can say about that was if the refs lose. And here's the thing, that wasn't anything. That had nothing to do with the players. It was a great play by Nashville. They got a really good rebound on Murray, who lost the puck. Mm-hmm. But that was a really bad play by the refs because if they lose sight of it, he should have been behind the net. If you notice, he was in the far left corner. The far left corner of the net, and if I'm pretty sure in the rules or in there, it's just kind of what the refs do. If they lose sight of the puck, they blow the whistle. But that was a really fast whistle, and I feel like that should have been a goal.
Is it shocking that it was not replayed though? I feel like it should have been replayed because don't they have somebody in Toronto that takes a look at that type of stuff?
Yeah, that's the thing that people were talking about. They could have overturned that to be a goal, but they didn't, which made no sense.
Yeah, like I feel like, and that's why everybody says like something like the refs are always on your ass because I feel like something should have been done about that, and nothing was. And from that you have to agree with me. I feel like that's more bad officiating than being on our side. Either way, officiating in the NHL is garbage, no matter what team you like. But they're among some of the worst, and the NBA are definitely now in contention to be the top of that. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely say even though NFL refs can be blind sometimes, I feel like
NFL's even worse. I
go like NBA, NBA, NFL, and then NHL.
I would probably switch the NHL and NFL, but they can probably either way, like they can be interchangeable. NBA though, after the last finals, not this year, by the way. Congratulations to the Warriors. Fuck you, LeBron. I know someone's gonna be salty about that, but I think I said I always say, I know it's off topic, it has nothing to do with the Stanley Cup, but I mean, nothing about that game, nothing about the series in the NBA last year looked legit to me. I'm sorry. It was all fixed. If you use logic, and I'm not gonna, it's how could the best team in the league who had the most wins of the year or of ever as an
basically the best team ever.
Yeah, basically the best team of all time. How could they lose a 3-1 series when they're in the lead? Yeah. And I know that same year, Oklahoma did this exact same thing when they faced the Warriors, but that's because they had trouble. They had trouble closing all year. That was expected, you know.
Yeah.
But if you use logic, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, and also if you use logic, you would notice that the Cavs this year were better than the Cavs last year. So.
Yeah, then it's just NBA is quickly in question to being a pretty fixed sport. I don't care what anybody says. Hockey, despite its issues, is more legit than fucking basketball. I mean, just look at it. Even though we had the same Stanley Cup winners, we had the same NHL Finals 3 years in a row. You can't defend that. You can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
no, I definitely agree.
And hockey, I think, is a better sport than the basketball. To me, anyway. Not baseball, basketball. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely it's a team sport. It's basketball relies on the individual. Hockey, I think, is more of a team sport than probably any sport. That's professional, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have to agree there. I would say that in football probably.
Yeah, football too. I mean, obviously football. That's a given. But that's a given. But other than that, I think hockey is probably the next best team sport. Like, I don't care what anybody says, basketball's not a team sport to me.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree.
And now that and I guess now we can say LeBron's really not the GOAT after all, because I mean I heard the Cavs played horribly except for that one game where I think Golden State, I don't know why we're going into the NBA finals now, but
they didn't play defense in that game.
You know what's funny? This is what I think, and it called me crazy, but I honestly believe that the Cavs won that game because Golden State played like ass, so that Golden State could win the finals at home. Like, we all knew that they had the capacity to win. Why not win at home, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So that's my official take on it. Or unofficial take, I should say. I don't know. So, you want to close this out?
Yeah, that's it. My game's actually been done for like 4 minutes now because that game was just so fast.
See, I'm playing Infiltration on Battlefront, which is a really long ass game mode. So the problem with playing a Battlefront and Infinite Warfare simultaneously is that shit's bound to happen. Like, because the games in here are just more.
Because I didn't play. Yeah, it's probably because I didn't play Domination. I played TDM. Yeah. I thought it would go on, but it didn't. So
no.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, this was the Edge and Oreo show. It's only gonna get better from here. I know that this one was kind of like I think this one was definitely better than our first one, but we're gonna get more.
Well, actually, our first one. Actually, I hate to interrupt you. Our first one was actually recorded with a laptop and Black Ops 1 theater mode, and I know that because I still have it on the channel. Because this is technically episode 4 for me. I don't know what you have on your channel, but this is episode 4 for me.
Yeah, no, I meant the first one on my channel, but yeah, definitely this is way better than the very first one.
Way better. But
I'm gonna close this out, guys, because this is running on a little bit too long. I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like. Subscribe to both of our channels. I'm gonna leave Edge's link, or Matt, in my description. I know he's gonna do the same for me. Twitter's, I'll probably link his Twitter in there too. So yeah, check us out, guys.
Later, guys. Peace out.
Peace.